Hello. Hello, Gex, and Ribby, Sola, Noni, Keiko, hi! I'm over here in the corner because I'm leaving some space for when I show you some photos. Oh, thank you, thank you! I'm back from my OffKai trip. And for anyone who doesn't know who I am, or you're new here and just lurking, I'm Calico Pascal, Sea Otter VTuber, streaming to you live from the Float Harbor Aquarium. Hello, hello. I did not have a lot of time to prepare my photos for this stream, so we're gonna kind of do that right now. How is everybody doing? Let's see, I think I gotta... So I downloaded all the photos I wanted to share, but I didn't put them into OBS, and I know for a fact they're just gonna be horribly, horribly out of order. So I might skip around a lot or jump between things. Let's see, I think it's yeah, do I want it? Yeah, image slideshow. I'll make a new one. We'll do yeah, sure. I want manual. Yeah. Okay, image files. Add directory. Should be this one. Subfolder. Oh. Okay. Spoilers. Okay, there we go. Let me resize it a little bit. Also, let me put it behind me too. There you go. I do not want it this big. How about like this? Hopefully this is good. So yes, I'm going to be talking about my OffKai trip. And what better way to start a summary of OffKai than with a photo, like the typical VTuber photo. With everybody's VTuber model on their phone. You know what's funny is, yeah, I wonder, huh? We took this picture, or I have... no, I put myself on my phone to take these kinds of photos at OffKai, but I think I only maybe did two actual photos like this. So, most of my other photos are just more like, very... I guess you'll see. You'll see when we get there. But yeah, we're just gonna do a just chatting stream about OffKai, which, by the way, was great. Let me just start off. I'm also gonna lower the music a little bit. BGM's kind of loud. There you go. I need to be able to hear my thoughts. But yeah, I don't know if you can see. You can guess who maybe some of these people are in this photo. But yeah, what kind of wild. So let me just first start by saying this is my second year attending OffKai Expo. Last year was my first year, and they were at a totally different location than this year. This year they decided to host OffKai at the San Jose Convention Center, and so it was my first time in San Jose proper. I've never been. Yes, San Jose, California. And so initially I wasn't sure where I was gonna stay and how I was gonna get there, because last year I drove from Float Harbor to the aquarium. Oh my god, it's Ram. Hello, Ramathal. Ramathal is actually someone I met at OffKai Expo, but we'll get to that later. And actually kind of, I regret, there's a lot of people I met who I didn't take photos with. And Ram, you are one of those people. I regret not thinking to ask to take a photo. But, I mean, we were all running around and very busy. And that seemed to be kind of just the general feeling of OffKai, was everybody has their own individual plans, and so unless you specifically like had plans with a certain person, you're just kind of like, I want to say hi, and then you would cross paths, say hi, and then like that was kind of the end of it. But yeah, I will say, let's see, the majority of my trip at OffKai I did spend with Aros and Salted Keiko, who was there undercover. Next time we'll be less busy. Yeah, we'll set some time aside for sure next year. I promise. Yeah, even I didn't even expect, you know, there was people that I expected to see, and then even then we still couldn't find the time to meet each other, so it'd be like, oh, so-and-so, I saw so-and-so, and I was like, oh man, like, I haven't had the time to message this person. Like, there was some people I even was messaging, and I was like, oh, where are you? Like, let's meet, and then we just never got that situated. It was tough. Thank you, Gex. I missed being on stream. OffKai gave me like OffKai kind of gave me a little boost of inspiration. I met so many creators and streamers and artists at OffKai, and it's just like, man, people are really putting their all into all their projects and stuff. I kind of I also want to do some more stuff. Why is Eros using a fake toy phone? What do you mean? That's a phone. And that's also his actual photo, you see. I'm glad you knew that it was Eros right away. I didn't even have to say. But yes, I don't know. I can't remember. I don't think I confirmed specifically with OffKai was the boost I needed to be H. Yeah, same. It's very inspiring, though. The unfortunate thing was that during the trip I did end up catching something, the con crud. So I don't know how long this stream might end up being. I don't know if I'll yap for 3 hours straight, because I know my throat's gonna probably die out at some point. I will try my best. Talking to Shinri. Whoa, you got to meet Shinwi? Oh my gosh, it's Miok! OffKai TBH helped so many people's burnout. Yeah. I wouldn't say I was necessarily like I wouldn't necessarily say I had burnout, but I do feel like I was I go through ups and downs, right? As most people do. Yeah, real Miok. Miok is a VTuber, cosplayer, streamer, very talented. Yeah, so I don't know who I can confirm who was staying with us, because I think I can at least say, I was in an Airbnb with like 10 other creators, and we all shared this house. It was a lot of fun. Eros and Salted Keiko were two of those people that were there. I can at least confirm, because they were within like my group. The sardine room, yeah. Sweaty gamer house. It was the way that I've been describing it to people, I was so surprised, and I wish I had taken photos, not just like probably beforehand, because we were one of the first people to arrive at that house. But you look at the house from the outside, it's like a little tiny thing. It doesn't look like much, it's just like a house. And then you step in, and suddenly it's like walking into a Narnia closet. It just keeps going. The further you walk, like the more you discover. They were very comfy beds. Okay, well, now I guess I can say Miok was also one of the people I met from the Airbnb house. It was very fun, very good. Blah, blah, blah. I cannot speak, oh my god. It was a pleasure meeting everybody, for sure. It was, so Miok was actually our roommate specifically. We were in a room where there was one bedroom where it had 2 bunk beds. And so we were all like piled in there. Stuffed little sardines. But actually, you know, I did worry initially that it would be a little too crowded, because it sounds like a lot, right? 10 people in one house. But it ended up being very roomy. And there was a lot of common areas, so like when people weren't like resting in the bedroom, people are just out in the living spaces, or in the our Airbnb had a bar. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, the first night, again, I'm going to be jumping around in terms of like order, because these photos are definitely not in order. But so I ended up driving again from Float Harbor to San Jose, and that was interesting in itself. I do enjoy driving at night when there's like no traffic. When it's just a straight shot, you know, and it's not stop and go traffic, I'm totally fine sitting for hours and just eating snacks and talking or listening to music. But yeah, so let's see, I left Float Harbor Wednesday night. Lunary, hello, welcome. Welcome. Lunary was someone I also met at OffKai. It's a pleasure to meet you. Yeah, we had so many people in our little house, but it was a good group of people, and I'm definitely glad that I got to experience something like that, because I haven't done like a huge group like that in a long time. We didn't put all our— I know! I regret it. I was just saying, like, this photo and like another photo that I'll show later are probably the only two photos I got the entire weekend where we actually used our phones. Because I think, and a lot of other people have also said they just found themselves kind of enjoying the moment and not really taking photos at all. I know. It's like all my photos are of like cardboard cutout standees and food. I didn't even get pictures of like cosplayers and stuff. I was too shy to ask. Yeah, exactly. It's like it only happens once a year. And also there's like, you know, I have some photos that I wanted to share, but I just didn't have the time between getting home and now to like edit them. So there's just like, It's crazy how it's been a week already. No, don't say that. No! So I think when meeting new peeps, they didn't want to take pics. Yeah, exactly. They living in the moment and like not wanting to take pictures of VTubers. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I know a lot of people put up their guidelines for what was or wasn't okay, but I think there's just so many different people who have different guidelines. Most people just played it safe and didn't ask for photos at all, unless, you know, they were already familiar with each other, right? Yeah, and I think for the most part, it's like anybody who I had intended to meet for the first time, we were just kind of caught up in the moment of being like, oh my god, it's you! You're here in person! Wow! Yeah, so this photo specifically was from... is Thursday considered like day 0 of OffKai? Unless you're in cosplay, no one really asks for pics, plus caught in the moment, yeah. Miyok is a goated cosplayer, by the way. They cosplayed... Did you cosplay all 3 days? Minus Thursday? I think you did. I love all the art you made. Yeah, I also realized I didn't take pictures of any of the drawings I did. I had planned to do way more, but I was just so... I was so tired first day, and then I just didn't have the time during any... Yeah, I didn't take pictures, I know. Yeah, I didn't have time to work on the drawings for everybody else. Ueh. I had so much more planned. Thank you. I wish I had taken photos. But yeah, that first day when we arrived at the Airbnb, we were all just kind of like sitting in the common area, and while everybody's like talking and stuff, I was just kind of drawing some of my friends or people that I wanted to give drawing gifts to, and I only managed to like crank out 4 in the time that we were just kind of sitting around, because I think we went to Denny's, or we were talking about going to Denny's, right? But that didn't happen until 1 a.m. Yeah, typical convention fare. It's like, oh, you all talk and hang out, and then you gotta find another space to talk and hang out. I made 4 in an hour. I honestly, like, I think I was just running on pure adrenaline at that point. The 3 a.m. Denny's trip. Yeah, because I remember doing the drawings, and then someone said, oh, okay, are we going to Denny's now? And I was like, yeah, I want to go to Denny's. And then as soon as I got in the car, I was like, I got hit with the EBs. I was so tired. So at least myself, you know, I went to Denny's, but then I didn't get anything at Denny's, and I basically just went back to the Airbnb afterwards. I stayed for like maybe 10 minutes to say hi to people. And then, gosh. Oh, okay, yeah, I think the mixer was the same day. So the mixer where we took this photo in particular happened before the Denny's trip and hanging out in the house. The 55 plus menu was most worth the cost. Did they let you actually order from the 55 plus menu? We are all old souls at heart. Wow, I mean, that's pretty goated. Let's see, what's the next photo in here? Because I don't even know. Again, it's all mixed up. So, yeah, I guess I'll just talk about each photo because I'm not going to be able to go in order. I didn't organize the photos beforehand. The 55 plus menu is legitimately the main menu stuff, but just $5 cheaper. That's pretty nice. Mixer Thursday was the best, honestly, and setup for the weekend. Yeah, I agree. So the mixer that we're talking about, for anyone who doesn't know, yes, I know. I think I saw earlier, Sola said they're lurking, so hello Sola, I wish I could have seen you. I hope you're getting a good workout. But the mixer that we're talking about, so on Thursday before the convention, one of our friends, Zeffy organized a mixer, basically just saying like, hey, let's meet up at this place that's kind of near the convention center. It's a walk away, and you know, you just come and talk to people, like kind of break the ice a little bit. So we all went, and there were a lot of people showed up actually. Celerity, hello. Celerity, it's good to see you. It was good meeting you. I had fun. I'm sorry you couldn't make it to the mixer. I know you came in late. But actually, I feel like even with that being said, at least for me, like I talked to the people who were like in my immediate vicinity, like at the table. So I didn't really get up and talk to like the random groups that started to form outside of the main table. Because I had my stickers and cards, I used an excuse to talk to people. Yeah, that's so smart. I also kind of like gave out my cards to people, and I have a picture of it somewhere in here. Again, these photos are all out of order. I apologize for the scuff. You were too shy to talk to anyone at the mixer. I didn't know anyone. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the point of the mixer though, right? It's like you're supposed to say hi to people you don't know. You have my card in your little con haul bag. Yay! I actually took a photo of all my cards and ribbons and stuff that I got from the weekend. I'll put it up on the screen later. I figured we'd go through all the photos I took first. But yeah, this photo in particular, this was like somewhere, I think it was Friday, so not too far into the con. Yeah, on Friday night, basically after we had gone to this party called like was it Oshi Bar? It's called like Oshi, I can't remember. Oshi Bar is the one who organized it, but I don't think that's what the party itself was called. But yeah, these for whatever reason, they just had a stack of VTubers like piled up in the 18 plus artist alley, and my friends and I pointed out, so Cody, you can't even see him. He's like blocked by like 3 other VTubers, but you can see his QR code and his logo. Let me make it a little bit bigger. He's hiding. He's in there. But Cody is a mutual of mine. We collaborated together with Casper and Hazumi and some other VTubers. And I was hoping, I know Cody went to OffKai, so I was hoping to run into them, but I never got to message them individually to ask like, hey, where are you? I want to say hi. And so this was like the only crumb of Cody that I got the entire weekend. So I guess I can say I saw Cody at OffKai. Let's see. Let's go on. Oh, okay, so this was that other photo I mentioned. The one other photo where I actually took a picture with like my model and someone. Yeah, mere crumb of Cody. Wait. No, this is Big Nose Bug. So Big Nose Bug is actually a VTuber that I've been following since they started streaming. I remember when she used to use this like free slug model, like a 3D slug model that looks kind of like jank, but that made it really funny. And eventually she got her own design, her own model, and things situated, and now she's doing really great. But anyway, she was a guest at OffKai. She had a panel, and she was doing meet and greets. I don't know if she had an official meet and greet, but she did have a panel. Yeah, I know! I really wish we did. Yeah, Bug is very sweet. So, yeah, back when she was first streaming, I had followed her, and she followed me back, and we we would like each other's tweets every once in a while, and I hadn't gone to a stream of hers in a really long time. But yeah, when she said she was going to OffKai, I was like, oh my god, I can finally meet the big nose Bug, and she was like, oh my god, yeah, come say hi! And so we took a photo together. I have other photos, of course, but I didn't get to edit them, so cannot share those quite yet. But I love the way this photo came out. It's so cute. And yeah, the fursuit's amazing. She commissioned someone for it, I think. And I think it's perfect. It's just like the head and the hands. And then she was wearing her like overalls and like a t-shirt, just like her model. It's very cute. Mott is your Oshi. Yeah, she was there with her husband, Tiger Moth Mott. And so I have, I didn't take a photo of it, but I have this little like signature book where I got a bunch of people to sign, and she drew a doodle of myself and her, and Mott also drew himself in my little book. So happy. So it was a pleasure meeting Big Nose Bug. And the panel was really good. I think I managed to squeeze it in on Saturday, which was like my busiest day, where I was meeting the most people. But yeah, her panel was with Miss Lala VT, who is also a VTuber. I mean, they were all VTubers. Miss Lala, Nilbog, and this is Goblin, or Gob. And they were basically talking about how they're more, like, each of their models are kind of a very different style from the typical, like, anime VTuber style that you see a lot. Like, I understand VTubing kind of, as I know it, initially started as a, like, in Japan, right? So most models that came at the beginning for VTubing were all anime style. But they're all Western styled VTubers, and they all look great. I think they all work with their tech in all unique ways, and all their models suit them like very well. They all knew exactly what they wanted or how they wanted to portray themselves, and I think that's really great. Yeah, it was awesome. They were very, very silly, very funny. Let's see. Okay, this was actually the photo that I should have started with, even though it's just a fruit tart. But this was kind of the beginning of my OffKai trip, because before I went to OffKai, I actually went to visit my mom, Mama Pascal, and I brought her some treats. So this is a little fruit tart, and for those of you who don't know, fruit tarts are probably my favorite dessert. Like, if you were to ask me what I wanted from a bakery, if they have fruit tarts, it's just gonna be this. This one was interesting. It didn't have, like, I'm used to the fruit tarts where the custard is a little more, like, soft. It's not as dense, and there's usually, like, a chocolate coating to prevent the, what do you call it, like, the pie crust from getting moist. Yeah, it's so pretty, right? I like that this one included a little dragon fruit slice. I don't see that very often. It's usually just strawberries and blueberries and blackberries. But the dragon fruit, I was like, oh, I have to have this. It was very good. Actually, it looks pretty small in the photo, but it was quite sizable. I would say it like fit in the palm of my hand. And let's see. Oh, okay. So then this, when I was driving up to OffKai from Float Harbor, I did make a stop overnight just to sleep in my car. Hi Snorpuff, welcome. I am showing off photos that I took during OffKai, and like I'm kind of jumping around a lot. It's not going in any sort of particular order because I didn't have time to organize the photos. So I'm just talking about each photo individually. So this one specifically was from a diner. So after I slept in my car, I woke up and went to a diner, and this place was called Sandy's Cafe, and they had this cute little thing. I'm kind of blocking it, but their motto is like, enter as strangers and leave as friends. And I was like, that sounds like, isn't that what OffKai's motto is? It's kind of like, oh, meet friends offline, or meet online friends offline, something along those lines, right? So I was like, wow, it's just like OffKai. Enter as strangers and leave as friends. This diner was very quaint. I do like a good old American diner. Diner food is like probably up there in terms of like, if you ask me what I want to eat, you know what, American diner breakfast food is a mwah, chef's kiss. Oh, okay, so yeah, here's another photo of the diner. I just wanted to get the name. They had all these cute little like decorations, just about like, you know, I guess if you've never been to an American diner, it's usually very like, how would you describe the decor? I guess it was weird because Western is kind of like the only thing I can think of. Kind of retro, kind of old, feels old, but also just like very cozy somehow. Like all the people who work there are just kind of like, just so nice. And it's like early in the morning and people are tired and, you know, they're there for their coffee. But somehow it's like you get the same people. I mean, I had never been to this diner personally, but I feel like with the way that the staff treat you, it makes you feel like you come here all the time, or they're about to recognize you. Excuse me. And then when I was waiting to be able to get to the Airbnb, like check in, I went to spend some time at the nearest mall, which is, by the way, like a huge mall. I was just like, oh, let's just go to this mall, I don't know. And it was a gigantic mall. It was huge. So this was like the first VTuber-esque thing, VTuber-related sighting that I saw before OffKai officially started. It was just the store that had Hololive merch. And I was like, wow, VTubers, amazing. That's why I'm here. Oh, okay, here we go. So these were the cards that I made for OffKai this year. I still have a whole bunch of them because Staples, amazing, I love you. Not sponsored, by the way. They only charge you like $30 to make 250 cards. 250, that's so many business cards. I haven't even gotten rid of all of them. But yeah, I printed them in a way where like I marked where the half circles would be, and then I what do you call it? I made the hole punch myself. Yeah, it was a great deal. I was like, this is amazing. And also it was, if you submit the order before 12 p.m., I think you can pick it up same day. But any orders after 12 p.m., you can pick it up the next day. It's so fast. 200 photo cards for 40, yeah. But yours have the like rainbow foil, which is really nice. These are just like, I mean, you have a copy of my card. You can kind of see it's just like a little card. You hole punched a bunch of dog bones in your business cards and like, oh, that's cute because you were Bon-kun. The silhouette curls inward like that with the hole punch is so incredible. Yeah, so the at Daiso, it's so neat. They have these like individual hole punch, and they had the half circle, and I was like, I know exactly what I'm using this for. So actually, it was because of the half circle punch that I got the idea to use it on my business card. Only problem is that, you know, Daiso is like, what, like technically like a dollar store, right? So I don't ever expect the quality to be like super amazing. And I did find at some point, because I was hole punching a lot of these during my first day at the Airbnb, you need a flat surface for it to work, because I initially tried hole punching some of them in the car, and that was just so difficult. It wasn't working. So I did maybe like 15 in the car before I gave up. But yeah, then because, you know, my lore is that I live at the Float Harbor Aquarium, I got the idea to make my business cards like aquarium tickets. So it kind of looks like a ticket, but even if the design on it was completely different, the fact that like the two half circles for whatever reason just give the indication of like a card or like a ticket. So when I was handing them out to people, they were like, "Oh, is this a ticket?" And I was like, "Yes, you understand, it's a ticket. Please come visit me." And I'll just say I really procrastinated on making these two. I did the design, like I had the rough draft for the design maybe a week before OffKai, and then I didn't have time until literally the last 2 days before I was supposed to leave, and I hadn't even packed yet, and I had all these things I needed to do. I was like I was really just taking my time on it. Will you punch our tickets? We kept such good care of them all the way back to our own houses. Yes, I will punch your ticket. I actually have, I'm pretty sure Daiso probably has other shapes. I know I have a hole punch that's like a flower shape, which is really cute. And I also have another, it's not a hole specifically, but it's a punch that will round the corners. And I did think like, oh, I could also round the corners on my cards, but I also was like, I do not want to have to round the corners, 4 corners of every single 250 cards. That's way too crazy. Just the half circle is more than enough. Hi Ham! I wish I could have seen you at OffKai, but I hope you had a lot of fun. I actually have a photo of your standee in this slideshow somewhere. I know, she did a sticker. I got one. It was very cute. You need to... I know! I hope they make a clam-shaped hole punch. That'd be very cute. Or I'm pretty sure they have a star, but I have yet to see one at Daiso, like in the store. But I will try to find one. Let's see. Some details that I thought were kind of fun. The funny thing was, like, when I was making this design, I was like, I could just reuse old art or like brush up old art to use on the card, and no one will know. No one would ever know. Like all the silhouette of like the animals, the sea animals in the background of this was from an old art piece that doesn't exist online anymore because I deleted everything off of my social media. But I had retouched it and redrew a couple things for this card specifically, and then I put like there's some like it's not an actual barcode, but there's like a barcode generator online. I was just like Float Harbor Aquarium, and I just stuck it on there. And then I wanted to add like some other art stuff that I did, and somehow even reusing old art or like yeah, without making anything new, like all of this is just stuff I've had lying around, still took forever to put together because I'm just a little perfectionist, I guess. I'm glad it looks good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with them. I mean, for how cheap it was to print, and then like, you know, I don't feel bad about like punching holes in them, obviously, and they're not super thick, like cardboard wise, or what would you call it, like paper wise. I'm looking at it right now. I have a copy in my hands, and also you can kind of see it. Let me see if I can zoom in a little or make it bigger. But you can kind of see there's like this little number at the side of the QR code there. I wanted it to look like a random ticket number. But obviously all the numbers are the same. I can't generate like 250 different numbers for each business card. That'd be cool if I could. But the number itself is just the date of OffKai. So the year 2025 and then June 20th. Just so you know that they were made for that year. I mean, I don't anticipate, because I still have so many, I don't anticipate that I'm going to print new cards for next year. I'll just probably reuse the same ones until I get rid of them all. Yeah, little tiny details. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see too. Again, there's just like a lot of reused old art on here. And I did like the, on the back where I wrote the little note where it says "see you later." I was like, oh, it's like being written on the sand. Did you leave any on the free table? I didn't, because in my head I was just like, I should have. I mean, it didn't cost a lot, but I just was like, I just want to be able to give them out to people. I don't want to just leave them on the table where some people might not pick them up. Yeah, maybe a little too precious, even though I didn't spend too much on them money-wise. You took 4 or 5 particularly pretty ones from the table. Okay, well maybe next year. Next year I will feel less precious with them because they're now like a year old. Wait. I did see, actually on the free table, there were 2... I mean, I follow a lot of other sea otter VTubers, and I know one of my mutuals, was at OffKai, but I forgot again to message them to ask where they were at. And then another sea otter VTuber, I think, was doing meet and greets at one of the booths, and she had these like postcards of her new design. I think she had a 2.0 design recently. And she had a bunch of those out on the table, and I was like, oh, it's her! I know who that is. It's Bui Afuyu. Afuru? Or Afuyu, I can't remember. It's nice handing them out personally. Yeah! It's just like a fun little, like, can I interest you in a little business card? I have to get precious. I'm so precious on all the wrong things. Yeah, I totally understand. I do that too. I mean, that's exactly why it took me 5,000 years to finish this business card design, even though it had nothing new on it. Cards were good for loud places like concert karaoke where it's hard to hear. Yeah, see, I had them on me for Oshi Bar, and I don't think I handed out my cards to anyone there. Yeah, Bui, like the things that float in the water. It's such a cute name. She's so wise. Fun fact for anyone who's new here from when we met at OffKai, Calico, my name, the derivative, I know it's kind of confusing, or people might be like, what is the connection? But Calico, it comes from the Calico Calico scallop. It's like a type of seashell. Or like obviously the calico is about the pattern on the seashell. California, yeah, I mean, I did think about that too. I was like, oh, I guess that would work as well. Did you get a turn on the jetpack chair? I actually did not, but I had fun watching Eros on the jetpack chair. To be honest, Oshi Bar, we sort of hid in the back, yeah. I just felt like most of the people that were at Oshi Bar, for the general attendee, were there to watch the concert, and so like I didn't really see too many people like actually networking. They were just kind of partying, which is totally valid. I feel like most of the networking that happened at Oshi Bar was probably like on the rooftop with the VIP people. Yeah, Eros, I have a video of Eros on the on the jetpack chair, but I can't share that. You just need to know that he's a 4'5" penguin. So, was he screaming? Actually, no, it was, I know when you hear the word jetpack chair, you think it's gonna be like flying around and stuff, but it actually was very slow. I think the whole purpose was like, you were in the jetpack chair, and then the goal of like being in the chair was trying to like align this light from the chair on the ceiling, so you had to get it like perfectly aligned by adjusting yourself, and then there was 3 of them and you had to get it all within like a certain time frame. I think Eros got 1 and then was on the way to get the second one before their time ran out. Your friends were there for their friends' performances, yeah, exactly. For those who don't know, Oshi Bar was being hosted at what I would describe as like an interactive children's museum, which is really cool, but a lot of people weren't really doing too much exploring the rest of the venue. They were just there for the concert. It was randomized for hitting the light. Ah, okay, I see. It's more like an air cushion chair as far as I could tell. Enough fast-moving air into bladder makes it float like a hockey puck. Oh, I see. So it's just kind of like hovering above the floor. That's kind of neat. But jetpack sounds nicer and way cooler. But yeah, myself and the housemates from the Airbnb, we all went to Oshi Bar, and then we were all just like hanging out in like the hidden areas, or like the other parts of the venue that where the concert wasn't taking place. Ah, okay, so we're getting into some cardboard cutouts here. So this is Fang Gu. I love Fang. Her design is so cute. She's a caveman. Look at her, like her hair. It's like a little meat bun, or like a meat. It's so cute. And Fang, I know Fang was doing meet and greets at the 3 a.m. booth, but I did not get a chance to go see her again. I was just so busy. And I think Fang was also enjoying OffKai and roaming around, but again, I did not get to run into her. Me and the Bean babes walking to Yabai Market. Yeah, that's right. So after Oshi Bar, we left to go... Oh, well, I should say also... So I have this tradition, you reminded me, thank you. I have this tradition every convention, or like particularly me and I don't know if you guys know Domo Ariga Thanks. He's not a VTuber, but he does a lot of VTuber related content. And I've been watching him basically since 2021 when he first started. And over that course of time, you know, we just kind of talked here and there very lightly. But I have this thing that I do with Domo every convention where we're at together. We try to take a photo of both of us flexing. And so for the past 2 years we had done that, and then I was like, hey, you're gonna be at OffKai this year? And he was like, oh no, sorry, like I have another thing that I gotta go to, but maybe we'll run into each other at a different convention. And I was like, oh dang, okay, that sucks, but I hope you have fun. So as we're leaving Oshi Bar, I see him, and I was like, Domo, what the heck? Why are you here? And he looks at me, and he didn't recognize me at first because I was wearing my mask, and he looked closely, and he was like, oh my god, Calico! And we like hugged, and so he was like, hey, what's up? And I was like, I thought you weren't gonna be here. And he was like, oh yeah, I bought, like, he's crazy. He bought tickets like 2 days before OffKai to go. Yeah, that was Domo. I know you guys are you guys are also walking because you saw I think there was other people who were noticing Skara. Skara was also just like around that general area. But yeah, I managed to catch up with Domo like a tiny bit, and then I was like, oh, like I'll hit you up so we can do our photo. Yeah, Skara was, I think he was also leaving. It seemed a lot of us were leaving at the same time. But yeah, so then that ended up with me, I think on Saturday, like all day Saturday while I was meeting all these other people. I was just messaging Domo like, oh, I'm over here, or I'm over here, or I'm over here, and he's like, oh, I'm over here, or I'm eating lunch right now. Oh, okay. And so we were just like trying to figure out when we could meet each other to do this photo. And it doesn't happen until Sunday. And I have the photos and I wanted to share them on stream, but I haven't had the chance to like cover up my face or anything. But yeah, I have some silly photos of me and Domo. I unfortunately made the very big promise last time I saw him where I was like, the next time I see you, I'm gonna be able to princess carry you. And he was like, oh, okay, bet. And I tried. I made the mistake of saying that because then on Sunday, when I did go to see him, Sunday I ended up sleeping in. And so I woke up really late and then just went to the convention center. I didn't have any breakfast. And so I was just like running on fumes by this point. And then I was like trying to pick him up and it just did not work. But yeah. So Fang was one of the VTubers I wish I had gotten to meet at OffKai, but maybe next time. But Fang is great. She's got a very cute design and she's also an artist. She's very cool. Oh, and then this is Rita Kamishiro. So Rita, I participated in Rita's mental health awareness concert last year. Gosh, was it last year? Has it really been I guess it's only been a year. But yeah, Rita was a guest last OffKai. And she was just attending this year. I think she was just doing meet and greets at her booth. I think. But yeah, Rita was there. I would have liked to see Rita as well. Yeah, let's see what else. And then we got Doobie 3D, and Marigato. Mari is someone who I met at OffKai last year. So Mari, I met Mari because Mari was volunteering for OffKai last year, and I was helping out Big Ham with her meet and greet. And so Mari was also kind of in charge of facilitating that whole thing. And so I got to meet Mari through the Big Ham meet and greet. I don't remember, I didn't check, but excuse me. I don't know if Mari was actually there in person this year or if she was just here in spirit. But yeah, I associate, in my mind, I associate Mari with OffKai because that's where I first met them. Yeah, she's very cute. And so this is, again, like I said, all of these photos are just like my food and then everybody's cardboard cutouts. So this was, I think it was on Friday? Right, I think Friday. So on Friday, Eros and Keiko met up with Shoujo Milku, or Sabrina, at this cafe. I think it was I'm trying to. It was at a Peruvian bakery. I can't remember, but it has a Michelin star. It was a Michelin star bakery, and so I didn't take a photo of the sandwich, but this was the malasada and the latte that I got. He ate so well, and everyone else ate like $2 tacos or $15. No, I mean, this was like kind of my vacation, so I did save up a bit to be able to splurge. And like normally my diet is very strict. I'm very strict on my diet because I work out quite a bit. So this was like the one weekend where I could just kind of like eat whatever. This restaurant was actually recommended by Eros's friend. Vietnamese food from Sun. Yeah, the banh mi that we got, that was very delicious. But yeah, this was if you don't know what a malasada is, it's like a donut basically, but this one has a coconut filling, which was really, really good. I honestly was expecting it to be way sweeter than what it looks like, but it was just perfect. Yeah, it sounds so wonderful to eat for a weekend. We work hard so we can enjoy nice things, otherwise what's the point? Yeah, exactly. I deserve a little treat. I think everybody deserves a little treat all the time, but, you know, treats are called treats because, you know, they're supposed to be, like, special. You can't have treats all the time, even though that'd be really nice. I mean, then it loses its, like... Why would you call it a treat if it's just something you have every day? Then it's not a treat. That's just, like, your regular meal. I think this latte was just a regular latte. I don't remember if... I think I substituted the milk with almond? It was either almond or soy, I think. I can't remember. Yeah, malasada was really good. Latte was pretty good. And I did eat at some other places. Let's see. Oh yeah, this was... pretty sure the same day. This was, as you can see, I already took a drink from it before I took a photo. I probably should have taken the photo beforehand. This was a matcha latte from this place called Mawuru? I think it's Mawuru Sencha. And it's this like very popular like matcha cafe that's in this like little food court place with a bunch of other businesses. But this matcha place is so popular, like we walk in and we see, you know, a line and we're like, oh, okay, so we get to the end of the line, only for it to be that the rest of the line is actually out the door, and it was going almost like, not going around the corner, but there was a line inside and then a break, and then, you know, you go out and then there's still another line to get inside. So we waited a bit for it, but it was good. I had mine with soy milk. It made it kind of like creamy. Yeah, the wait wasn't too bad, I agree. It was, I think, part of what made it go fast was just the fact that, you know, it's not like I was alone. We were just standing all together and chatting the whole time. I do regret though. I should have gotten. I didn't get it because I was like, well, I just had something sweet, so I don't want to go like too crazy. But they had a matcha latte that you could top with ice cream, either more matcha ice cream or like vanilla ice cream. And I was like, oh, that sounds so good now. But yeah, the matcha flavor was 10 out of 10. Very, very strong matcha. It was very smooth. Was not bitter. Good balance of flavors. Oh, here's another photo of Bug. Big Nose Bug. Her standee and the, like... They had a section with all the cardboard standees. Particularly all the official guests for OffKai that year. And Bug standee was among all of those. And obviously she stands out because she has a cute, like, cartoony style. I love Bug. Oh, okay, so I have to look this person up because I totally forgot what their username is. But this person, this artist, they worked with Gigi Muren of Hololive Justice on her first cover. I think this was the cover that she released on debut, and it was like a stop motion video. And this is the puppet from that video. I was like, oh my god, it's like looking into like a museum. It's so beautiful. It's so cool to see in person. You wish there was more love for Western animation style VTubers? Me too. It's interesting because I feel like, at least with myself personally, I feel like my art style is kind of like in the middle between like Western and Eastern art styles. But for my model specifically, I obviously lended more towards Eastern. Though I think there's some parts that still look kind of, I don't know, Western-ish. But yeah, I am obviously a big Western animation fan, so I love seeing a lot of these new, like, ToonTubers as they call themselves. I think it's very cute. Let me look it up real quick. So the artist who made this Gigi Muren, let me go to YouTube. Gigi Muren cover. Was it this one? Igaku? I think it is. Yeah, don't play. Yes, Oolong Crema. That's their username. The person who made the puppet. And did the cover music video. Hi, Tuna! Yeah, well, it's a Gigi Shrine plus the, this puppet was done by this artist Oolong Crema, who was tabling at Artist Alley, and they did the puppet that you see in Gigi's debut cover video. And so they had it on display, and I was like, oh my god, I have to take a picture of it. It's so cute. Tuna, it was good to see you. You know, oh my god, you met the Gigi Muren plushie person, that's so fire. Yeah, I mean, I didn't meet them officially. I kind of just, like, walked by their booth and I saw it in the display and I was like, oh, it's you! It was like, yeah, little, what would you say, like, little moment in history. Good enough, sounds like you met Gigi to me. Yes, I met Gigi by proxy. Also, hello Twy, welcome. We missed you at OffKai. We kept thinking about how much we wished you would have been there. I was like, man, why isn't Tweedayu? Why isn't Tweedayu at OffKai? You had crazy FOMO this weekend? Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like that's even worse than not attending. It's just the FOMO you get. So this cutout standee is of Foodie, another VTuber mutual of mine who I don't know if they were actually at OffKai, but they had their standee here, which is very cool. Foodie is a weasel. Or a ferret. My bad. But yeah, ferrets and weasels and otters are all very closely related, so I can see why we follow each other. Loki was having thoughts of like, what if I impulse buy a flight ticket for Friday morning and then realize I don't have no! Yeah, you kind of need that. I wouldn't want you to be trapped. Yeah, all mustelids, very true. Ferrets are basically land otters. Yeah, exactly. So this prismatic market, this was outside of OffKai. This wasn't related to OffKai at all. It was just happening the same weekend that we were there. It was recommended to me by one of our friends, Olive or Zeniful. And Olive was like, oh, there's this market thing happening, just like, you'd have to walk a little bit, but it's happening the same weekend as OffKai if you want to check it out. So I actually went there to meet up with another friend, a non-VTuber friend, just an old friend of mine, Leon. And Leon is my friend. We met through mutual friends, but actually the long version is that they had asked if I could help out with the Uchu Summer booth like years ago. And so that's how I got to meet and befriend the artists at Uchu Summer. And so Leon was like, oh, I heard you were coming to OffKai in San Jose. Do you want to like meet up and get lunch or something? And I was like, yeah. So Saturday was very busy because I had like 2 lunches technically with 2 different people. And then I was just meeting other people individually, so it was kind of chaotic in that sense, but it was cool to see Leon, and we just caught up a little bit, and they told me about some good eats available in San Jose, which if OffKai does San Jose again, I would definitely go to those places if they're not too far from the convention center. They had a lot of good recs, and I trust Leon's recommendations because Leon has an eye for really good food places. So this is a photo that I took of when you're walking from the Airbnb that we were staying at to the convention center. This is kind of like behind the convention center, but it's just this cute like mural that someone did that's like, greetings from San Jose. And I was like, wow, I'm in San Jose? Me? In San Jose? What the... So this is the, I don't know if you guys saw it, but let's see. Oh yeah, it's right here. I took this photo on Saturday when I was like, oh, hey, I'm walking around. If anybody wants to see me, this is what I'm wearing. This is what I look like. I wish I had taken more photos of my outfits, period, like the entire weekend, because I packed intentionally all my outfits for the weekend. And this button-up specifically I really like, because it's got an otter in the pocket and then on the back embroidered. It's very cute top. Actually, it was gifted to me from Sabrina. If you only saw me in 2. I would say no. I had the day that you and I met, Ram. My first outfit for the weekend, I was wearing my button up with the little octopi on it. That one was also very cute. That one was also from Sabrina, a gift. Sabrina gifts me a lot of clothes. She's like she's like my personal fashion consultant. Let's see. Oh, here's the big ham standee. I'm happy I got to see this at least. And also something that I realized, I mean, it's weird because it's like you see all the standees and you're like, wow, I wish I could have a standee. And then it's like, duh, you can bring your own standee if you want. So a lot of the standees that weren't in the like official guest area for the guests actually appearing at OffKai, there was a whole area where everybody just kind of had their own standees. I kind of wish I had made my own, maybe in the future. You need them to get you clothes. I really liked your glasses, Ram. I know I said that like 5 times, but I just think they were very cool, very neat, and they suit you well. I think the color pink suits you well. Ham was cool meeting. Yeah, you lucky you crossed paths with the big Ham. You're Oshi. Hello, OnlyFans. Yeah, Big Ham. I love Big Ham. Shit, I made this one this year because OffKai never asked me about it. Oh, what? Oh, that's true, huh? You were a guest last year and they didn't offer you a cardboard cutout. No. You got to sing with Big Ham. What the? Wait, now I want to karaoke with Big Ham. Maybe when my voice is less shot, because I did catch whatever was going around the con during the weekend. So I did do karaoke, but I didn't get to do it at the best of my extent. I was like, I did a couple songs, and even then I was like struggling, bro. Karaoke with me, fun time, yeah. I'm so tired. I'm working a second job for the shits and giggles. Oh no. Can confirm it was fun time. Yeah, this year COVID positive test coming out. Yeah, I know. Luckily, so typically when I get sick, they tend to last like a really long time. But this one seemed to have just been like, I'm still like, I'm at the cusp of the end, I think, right now. Which is why my throat sounds like this, and I'm having to clear my voice a lot. But, yeah, not this time, COVID. No, I don't, yeah. Yeah, but since returning to work, I'm still wearing a mask anyways, just to be safe. Even if, you know, I'm at the end of the sickness period, I believe. But yeah, typically when I get sick, I'm like knocked out, and for a long time. This time around, it was like, I felt slightly under the weather during the weekend until like the last day, where I think was when I was like coughing the most, and that was when I was wearing my mask a lot around everybody in the household and stuff. Oh, okay, so this was, again, not at OffKai, but this was on the way back to Float Harbor. You pass by this city called Gilroy, and Gilroy is famous for their garlic. And so last year, when we drove by, I was like, dude, garlic ice cream, I want to try that. But we didn't stop last year, so this time I was like, we have to get that garlic ice cream. Ooh, excuse me. And so we stop at this stand that's like, oh my god, last chance, garlic ice cream. And I'm like, oh boy, yippee, garlic ice cream. And then they're like, oh, sorry, we don't have any more garlic ice cream. And I'm just like, oh, what? Are you serious? Everybody else also was like, I can't get the FOMO for the garlic ice cream. Gotta get that garlic ice cream now. So they had garlic ice cream, or garlic vanilla ice cream, and garlic chocolate ice cream. And I would have gotten one of each to try, both flavors, but they were completely out. And so the lady at the stall was like, you know, the next stall over might have some. But I was like, I don't want to, I already stopped here. I wanted the ice cream now. But I gave up. So instead I got ice cream elsewhere. I think I have photos from that other place. Not of the ice cream. Oh yeah, so here's that same stall that had the garlic ice cream. You can see all the people who are like, yay, I'm from this place or this place, and I tried the garlic ice cream in Gilroy. But not me. I did not get to try the garlic ice cream. Weh. Also, they had this deal going on that was like, oh, if you purchase anything, you can buy 15 like little these little mini avocados, like smaller or like about the size of your hand. You can buy 15 avocados for $1 if you buy something else. Otherwise, it's $5 for 15 avocados. And I was like, damn, I really would have liked to take you up on that deal. $1 for 15 avocados. They're like personal sized avocados. That sounds great. Okay, so then I stopped at this other place. This other place called, I'm gonna butcher the name. I think it's like Casa de Frutas. It's like a little farm. And the best way I can describe this place, it's like, it's a rest stop, but it's also a farm. Like they got a little, they have a restaurant, they have a gas station, they have a little park, they have a carousel, they have a little train, a little choo-choo train for kids to ride. And they had this pond in the park that like you can kind of see both ducks and turtles. There's like a bunch of them. They were just swimming around together. They were so cute. And I just kept laughing because the turtles were like little bumper cars in the water, and the ducks just like don't give a fuck. They were all like running into each other. But they were so cute. They were quite big turtles. These are like I think they're red snapper turtles. They're the kinds that you can get as pets, but these were very big. Or like big for their size. Yeah, here's another photo. An overhead view. Look at all these turtles! And then the ducks. Oh yeah, red-eared slider. Thank you, Twy. Yeah, they're just little guys. They're invasive? Oh no. Well, I mean, they were contained in this one little pond, so I hope they're not... I don't think they're going anywhere. Or are they invasive in Canada? I don't know if they're... I really don't think they're invasive in California, but... I mean, I don't think they're native to California either. That's the thing. But I wouldn't be surprised if, like, the people who own this farm are like, you know what, I want turtles, and just, like, drop them into the pond. They're invasive to both. Oh, wow. Well. They were thriving in that pond. I didn't put it in this slideshow, but I had a photo that I took of just, like, a turtle sitting on a rock. It was very cute. I used to have one of these turtles as a pet, or maybe I had two. I can't remember. But at a certain point, Papa Pascal was like, oh, we have a pond in the backyard, why don't you just put them in there? And like little me was like, okay, I just put the turtles in there, not thinking about like what do they need? Because Papa Pascal was like so positive they would be fine in there. And I honestly don't know what became of those turtles. R.I.P. But in my head, they're still thriving in that pond. They're still okay. Oh yeah, Casa de Fruta. And so this this farm is called Casa de Fruta, but I kid you not, every single little thing on this map is called Casa de and then blank, like whatever it is. So it's like Casa de Diesel for the gas station, Casa de Restaurant, Casa de blah 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 blah. No, Keiko, you're stealing my joke. You're stealing my joke because there was the train, the kiddie train that goes around the farm, and then Keiko made the joke of like, I'm gonna kill myself like lying down on the train tracks, and I was like, oh, you're gonna killing myself at Casa de Choo Choo. Let me see if I can zoom in. Me when one thing goes wrong in my life, killing myself at Casa de Choo Choo. There it is. It's right next to the Casa de Carousel and the Casa de Playground. Casa de Wine and Deli, Casa de Restaurant. Only, for whatever reason, Pumpkin Junction is just Pumpkin Junction and not Casa de Pumpkin. Casa de Pumpkin Junction. Also, there's a Peacock Court and a conference center. But there's a Casa de Inn. Casa de Burrito? Yeah, Casa de Diesel. Casa de Sweets. But they've existed for 115 years, so you know what? They were like, we made this hole and we're gonna stick to it. Casa de Cold Duck. Yeah, and then it shows you like the highway and then different things. Does he have a bottle on the lake? Wait, where? Let me see. Oh, yeah, there's like a little... Yeah, I can see it. There's like a duck. It's like a little... Yeah, Casa de Cold Duck. Wait, what? Yeah, with the duck and the turtle. I didn't even see that. I don't know why they called it that. He's just whining and dining, I guess. But yeah, I have a photo of myself. Again, I didn't get the chance to edit it quite yet, but it's me trying to stop the train from running me over. Let's see. Oh yeah, so this, not from the Casa de Frutas, this is like a totally different pit stop altogether. I didn't even remember to take a photo of like what it was called, but it was like this pit stop, so there was a bunch of restaurants and then a gas station, and this particular, like, I guess it was like a little, like a gift shop in the middle of nowhere, and they had this little like weird western barn slash like mining type vibe, and so you could like walk up onto the little like farmhouse, and they had like running water, so you could buy like if you went in the gift shop, you could buy like a bucket or like a little bag of like rocks and dirt, and then you put the dirt and all the rocks into the water, the running water, so you can mine and see what your gacha is. It's like rock gacha. Except this place had fossils too, and it wasn't just like gemstones. It was gemstones and fossils. And so like a bucket of like your random fossils and gemstones was like $65. I was like, there's no way. $65 for a bucket of dirt and gemstones and fossils. I don't know, $65? Maybe not. If it was like, I'd maybe do it if it was like $30 for a bucket seems more appealing to me than 65. Yeah, and then from the bucket was obviously the biggest size, so that one was like 65, and then I think the smallest one you could get was like a little satchel that was probably like $15. Yeah, bougie ass dirt, exactly. And it's like, again, this is a rest stop in the middle of nowhere. And it's like, man, I'm not about to pay $65 to get some gemstones and fossils. I can do that with any other gacha. The pre-made mixes aren't the best mixes most of the time. Yeah, I've done it before at a different place. And that one was like really, really cheap. It was like, I don't even remember how big the bag was, but it was like one bag full of like the dirt and the gemstones, no fossils, just the gemstones. And that was like, I don't know, $20? Good deal. Something else that was kind of scary about this pit stop, I mean, it's not scary, it was just kind of like a little unnerving. It was kind of like a Five Nights at Freddy's kind of unnerving. They had, so this house particularly, I think it's supposed to be a chicken coop, and you walk in and there's like these random like chicken animatics. They weren't obviously working, because I'm sure they've existed for like 5,000 years. But I was so scared it was gonna be like motion activated, like if I stepped in, the chickens would just start like making noise. Thankfully, again, they weren't they weren't active, but I was like so worried that I was gonna like step or press on something and I was just gonna hear or but just like 5 times louder, you know? Yeah, and so then these photos, this was from the end of my trip. So after leaving OffKai, I drove back to visit Mama Pascal again, and she made chili! She made me chili and bread! She made this bread! I was like, holy moly. What the? Mama Pascal Baker Arc Reel. She's actually been telling me she's been cooking a lot lately. Cause she's being infected. Like, she'll watch these YouTube videos and then she's like, wow, that sounds great, and then she'll want to make something from whatever she watched. So she made this chili and this bread, and then she also made this cookie. And you can't tell, like, size-wise how big this cookie is, but it was like bigger than my hand. It was huge. It It was a red velvet with cream cheese frosting cookie. It was very yummy. Yeah, it was very big. When she sent me she sent me a text initially, like the day before I left OffKai. She was like, "Oh, just give me your ETA whenever you leave. But look at these cookies that I made." I was like, "Whoa!" And she's like, "They're gonna be in the fridge when you get home, okay?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" Yeah, it was very good. She said, so it was like red velvet cake mix, but then she added like actual cacao powder, so it became more of like a deeper, dark brownish red rather than like, you know, the saturated red color that some red velvet tends to be. And then for the cream cheese, she was like, the recipe called for 6 cups of powdered sugar, but I think that's too much, so I only did half. Is that okay? And I was like, yes, it's perfect. It's like three cups of powdered sugar is already a lot. Yeah, you almost have to use red food coloring to match the bakeries. Yeah, we love that red 40, don't we? Cream cheese frosting is so good. It's so yummy. It was very good. I haven't had red velvet in a long time. Do you guys remember when like red velvet started becoming like a thing? Like it was just the thing, like a bunch of bakeries or like cupcake places were popping up out of nowhere and they all had red velvet. It was like the flavor, you know, the new flavor. I don't know, I think red velvet's pretty good, but I think after that era of red velvet, I got kind of tired of it. So now it's like, I only enjoy it every now and then. It feels like it's kind of fallen off and I don't know why it bangs. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just like chocolate. I mean, it's basically chocolate, right? I did like this red velvet because I think it was more, I think because my mom used that like cacao powder, it had like a deeper chocolate flavor that's not really present in red velvet typically. I feel like red velvet is kind of like, it gives me the impression of like dark chocolate light, but not milk chocolate. Does that make any sense? I mean, red velvet is supposed to literally just be chocolate cake, but with cream cheese frosting, and then they just make it red, because they're like, well, it's called red velvet, so I guess we gotta. Yeah, that's literally all my photos that I have to share. I mean, minus the ones that I haven't had a chance to edit. Let's see if there's anything else that I missed. I didn't take a picture of it specifically. And it's not Big Ham Standy, but it was like literally right next to Big Ham Standy. There was a person who they had like the tiniest little cardboard cutout of themselves, and they had a sign that was like, "Oh, this was as much as I could afford for my cardboard standee. Like, please support me if you want to see me get a bigger standee in the future." And people were like, people were starting to create like a little donation pile of like dollar bills in front of this tiny little standee. Pretty cute. Yeah, it was just a little guy. Let's see. Anything else? Yeah, I'm sure I'm skipping a lot of details because all these photos are out of order, so I'm just kind of like running off of my brain of whatever I can remember. Yeah, I guess I didn't really talk about Oshibar too much, but it was just like, Oshibar, it was advertised to us as like, oh, there's gonna be a concert, and then you're gonna be able to hang out with like a bunch of other industry VTuber people there. And then little did we know that VIP was a totally separate thing from general admission, so all the cool kids were hanging out downstairs. Oh, I didn't take a photo of it. And I didn't take a photo of it because it was not my content to steal, so to speak. But because it's a like interactive children's museum, they had like this little machine that would like, I'm gonna just leave it here at this photo because I think it's cute. But at Oshibar, at the venue, they had this like little area where you could build animals out of Legos, and then you would put it under a scanner, and then the scanner or like the computer would try to detect like, oh, what kind of animal you made out of the Legos, and then put it like, project the animal on the screen behind you. And so Eros decided, you know, what the best animal to make is a giant dick. What do you do when you see Legos? Eros! Hello, Eros. You should just share it. Yeah, the beautiful statue. I didn't take a photo of the result of it. I do have the Eros's beautiful Lego dick. Miyok has the photo. So yeah, you put the Lego sculpture in the scanner, and then the scanner would be like, is this a cat? Is this a... Oh, you don't have to send it. I can grab it. I know where it is. Oh, you're gonna DM? Oh no. Everybody's gonna be sending me the... Everybody's sending me the Lego dick. Oh no! Please, I sent you my dick. Please respond. I guess the thing at the end is... Oh no. Yeah, it was a collaborative effort. Miyok, Eros, and myself. I was more standing around, but they made a very, very tall Lego dick. And so then we put it in the scanner, and the scanner was like, is the animal you're trying to make, is this a giraffe? I think it's a giraffe. And we were like, yes, it was most certainly a giraffe. Oh, okay, I'm getting sent the... Hold on. I gotta add y'all. Oh, okay. I got it. Give me a second. I'll just, save image. Put it on... Oh, put it in this folder. Save. Okay, let's see if it'll... I think I have to... Hold on. I think I have to refresh it so that way the new photo will come up. Uno momento. How do I refresh? Where's it? Let's see. Wait, cancel. Delete. Yes. Put it back. Image slideshow. Yep. Manual. Directory. Select. Yeah, we're starting from this photo again. Oh, there it is. Oh no, why is it auto-playing? Oh no, stop. Cease. Halt. Halt. Wait. There we go. Yeah, isn't it beautiful? Hold on. There it is. You made the tip, yes. Yeah, so you can kind of see in the background the projection of the animals. But yeah, not... kind of lacking at the base, but you know, quite a long fella. Well, no, because... So this little base with where you would put the animal to scan, it rotates, and then the camera, like on the other side, you can see the screen. It didn't scan the entire thing. It's like, it got cut off. It would, like, on the screen, I think it stopped, like, probably at this, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this, like, this little green section here, I think it stopped about there. If that was a giraffe, it would be life size. Yeah, the fact that it didn't... the fact that it couldn't scan the entire thing and was like, this is definitely a giraffe. We all laughed pretty hard. Yes, thank you everybody for sending me the the Lego dick. And let's see. Yeah, and then again, these are all stuff that I showed earlier. Can't believe you even found a rounded piece at the top. Yeah, that was all Miyok. Because I think Eros was trying to make like a, was just gonna use like a rounded piece? Or no, like some other kind of piece. And then Miyok was like, no, use this. I think the funniest part is like the base where the sculpture sits upon for the scanner. It like spins, so you're just like, you walk into this little area and then you just see this spinning in slow motion. Yeah, like a piece of artwork in a gallery. I mean, it is, right? And this is what the VIP section of Oshi Bar was lacking. They did not have Legos. Well, okay, so I obviously was not up there, but I heard from word of mouth that VIP area was put on the rooftop of the venue, and they didn't have any heat lamps. And so it's nighttime and cold and windy. They don't have heat lamps, and, you know, people are trying to network or, like, hang out with each other, and then there's a table with drinks that are in like these little shot glasses, and it was like $17 a shot glass. Again, cannot confirm myself for myself personally, but just from what I've heard going around, yeah, $17. And then I think for some people that bought VIP, so I don't know exactly how it worked, but at least when I was lining up, so general admission had their own line, and general admission, I think, was between, depending on how early you bought the tickets, between 30 to like $60, or maybe VIP was $60, I don't know. But I think VIP might have gotten like a separate link to buy their tickets, because they had a completely different line to get in. And so it was either you had a ticket yourself, or you were staffing at the event, or you were someone else's +1 to get into the VIP area. I wasn't the only one that thought it was insane that the ticket didn't include drink tokens. Yeah, so yeah, no drinks not included on the ticket. Drinks were a totally separate thing. And so it was like you waited in line in general admission to get in, and then once you're in, there's another huge line of people trying to get drinks at the bar. And I know that the drinks at the bar for Oshi Bar were based off of like VTuber talents. And actually I found out later, but actually the person who was bartending for Oshi Bar was someone that I met at OffKai last year, very briefly. You thought at least one drink would be included. Yeah, that would have been nice, right? And the tickets were, again, at least the early access was $35. If it's $17 a shot, I'm finding a way to get turned on water, because that's crazy. Yeah, I know that a lot of my housemates, they pre-gamed before they showed up to Oshi Bar. Which was, I think, the correct move to do if you wanted to have a fun time. Yeah, Zeffy was making drinks beforehand. Because our Airbnb had like the little bar section. Because I know Zeffy was making drinks for people who wanted it. The cream soda, yeah, that was very good. I didn't drink any alcohol this weekend. I just didn't really feel like it. But I did have some of that cream soda, which Zeffy used to make this like butterbeer drink. Pre-game is the way to go. Yeah, because like, no matter what, any place you go to, the drinks are going to be expensive anyways. You might as well just do it like for cheap at home. Yeah, cream soda drink was good. Yeah, it was yummy. And let me think. Were there other things? Yeah, there was. It was funny because I remember we were at Oshi Bar and we were all trying to figure out like, okay, who do we know who could get us into VIP? And somehow I heard, so Aros managed to get into the VIP from his friend who was a staff member. And then I was I tried messaging some of the people that I knew who might have been in VIP, but they weren't responding because I assumed they were just obviously networking and busy, so they weren't looking at their phones, which is why we were just kind of like moseying around the venue and just chilling and hanging out. And then actually Ram, I don't know if Ram is still here, but Ram was like messaging me, and they were like, oh, I saw some people here at Oshi Bar, and I was like, oh yeah, I also saw them like while I was in line. And he's like, no, like I think I accidentally got let into the VIP area, I'm not supposed to be here. So Ram somehow snuck in. Alcohol in this economy is too much just to be whimsical and sober. Yeah, sometimes, like, it really comes and goes for me. Like, I've never been a big drinker. I'll drink sometimes, but it just really depends on the drink and depends on my mood. And so, I don't know, this weekend I just wasn't feeling it. The jetpack thingy was the best. It was very interesting. I actually thought it was hilarious because, you know, everybody was there for good reason to see the concert, and so all the other areas where the rest of the venue were, like the jetpack areas, for example, was like totally empty, or mostly empty, until more people started to migrate towards that area. But because I think the staff working the venue, not Oshi Bar, the like actual venue, they were also like expecting like, oh, people are gonna be here, so we gotta also be kind of present to like, you know, like run these little things for people to see if they like happen to walk by. And so there were these two old guys who were taking care of the jetpack chair area, and I remember I walked by there several times and they saw that I was watching, and so like, you know, I myself did not go on the jetpack chair, but then like by the third round of me walking around, one of the older guys was leaving, and then he saw me and he was like, oh, there's no one in line right now if you want to go to use a jetpack. You love the jetpack chair? You looked like you had a grand old time. Keiko should send you the video that they recorded of you in the chair. You definitely look like you were having fun. But yeah, so what was it? So Thursday was probably, I think, my second most social day. Friday was kind of, oh, that's right. I didn't take pictures, but I think it was on Friday, right? Was Friday the Shindigs panel, Eros? I can't remember. I think it was Friday, because Saturday I went to the big nose bug panel. Yeah, Friday. Okay, so on Friday before Oshi Bar, we had gone to see the Shindigs panel, which we we had full intention of going to, and we did go, but Eros went ahead of time because they wanted to be first in line to get like a special thing that Shindig said, like, oh, if you get here early, you'll get like a special thing for being in line first. And so since Eros was there so early, a staff member told them, oh, you need a 18+ band to watch this panel. So we also all had to go get an 18+ wristband. But the funny thing was, I had initially remembered Shindig saying, oh, if you come to my panel, the first row is gonna be in what we call the splash zone. And so then I'm thinking like, so there's a splash zone, and now it's an 18+ panel? What should I expect at what should I be expecting at this panel? But it turned out to be very not sexy. So it was not that kind of 18+. Though people did get wet, quite literally. They had people, staff or volunteers who came out in fish masks. They were wearing fish masks over their head, and they had spray bottles, and they were spraying people with water bottles in the front row. It was just a fun, silly panel. It was great. I thought it was gonna be like educational, but you know, I think I left feeling inspired. Educated in that way. Yeah, Joel. There was a lot of... It was just like... I don't know, it felt... Yeah, it was like watching quite literally a Shindig's stream IRL. Like in person with all the chat together. It was very silly. But I did think the use of having the redeems and stuff live, like while people were actually in the panel, and also like being able to chat during the panel, I thought that was very smart, very cool. Shindig's is very innovative. I can see why Eros likes them so much. And if you've never seen an Eros stream, you should go. You should definitely go. I think Eros is a great streamer. Great Twitch streamer, my favorite gamer Pengu. But yeah, oh, yeah, so I did say I would show off the haul, because I posted the photo by haul. I don't mean like H-A-L-L, I mean H-A-U-L. So let me pull that up here. Yeah, I took a photo of all the ribbons and stuff that I got from OffKai, including gifts and stuff. So let me pull that up. I do it on Blue Sky. Eros, your 4-5 king. Yes. Okay, let's see. Window capture. And no, I want it this one. Okay. Wow, it's so big. Hold on. Hold up. Quite large. Yeah, I want to be able to zoom in a bit. Hopefully this is big enough. Can I zoom in, or do I have to open it in a new tab? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so you can kind of see all the stuff that I got. All the business cards and the ribbons. I actually didn't get too many ribbons. But I mean, it wasn't like my goal to get a bunch of ribbons. But I have a lot of stickers, a lot of business cards from some of the people that I exchanged with. Ribbons are so fun. Yeah, actually I didn't know, but OffKai themselves were like telling people, oh, this is a manufacturer you can reach out to if you would like to make ribbons for the con, and this is how much they cost. You met Blue there? Yes, I did. Actually, it's funny because Blue and we know each other a little further back beyond like VTubers. But I didn't realize that they were gonna be there. And so they did not recognize me immediately either. I was like, I handed them my business card and they were like, oh, here's my business card. And then I was like, I don't think you know who I am, or like, not from my business card, but you know me as blah blah blah. And they were like, oh my god. They were like, wait, you're a VTuber now? Owen! Hello! It was nice meeting you at OffKai. Your card is right here. I'm so glad we could exchange business cards. It was nice meeting you. I found out that you were at OffKai because I saw that Eros had tagged you in the picture of the Joel, the cardboard Joel, and then I think you were tagged in it, and I was like, wait, Owen is here? I know them. You met Sawtown? I did! That was also like a big surprise for me. I didn't know Sawtown was gonna come to OffKai. So I got their business card, I gave them my business card, and then I also had them sign my little autograph book. Yeah, Sawtown laughed at Eros's card. Oh, I can't zoom in any further. Or wait, no, I can. That's a lie. Look at Eros's beautiful card. With the Bandicam logo, and you can't see it. There's like another like cam watermark. Bro, when did we meet them? You have zero clue. It was when we met Casper for the first time. They were sitting next to each other. I don't know if that rings any bells. I can go into more detail if you want later. Yeah, isn't it great? You don't remember this? It's okay. The whole weekend is kind of a blur. Yeah, there's the big nose bugs like sticker of their ticket for Dream Grove Gardens. I'm kind of in the way. There you go. I got lots of stickers. There's Mihawk stickers, and their cosplay card. Oh, yeah, I also met. There's Lunary. Oh yeah. Noni. I also saw Neo. Though Neo and I have also run into each other at other cons. But I think this was the first time where Neo was behind the table and I was the attendee. Because I think generally... No, I mean, that could be wrong. I think Neo might have also... Because we both worked at Anime Expo before. And so typically I'm used to like Neo showing up where I'm working to be like, hi! So I don't know, I could be wrong. Neo could have been like tabling at Artist Alley those years. But for this time, for sure, they were behind the table and I was like, yippee, running around. Yes, I also met the Starlight Daryl, Miss Daryl. I met her last year too, but I didn't have cards to give out at the time. So I got to meet her a little more formally, I guess. I also saw Hitsu there. Hitsu is also an old, if you guys don't know, Hitsukuya. Or is it Hitsukaya? They're an artist. They do a lot of VTuber fan art, and they usually table at cons quite often. I think they frequent a lot of... I'm pretty sure they're from Canada, so they do a lot of Canadian cards. Or cons, sorry. Yeah, the stomp. This is Ophi's cat Stamp. I love Stamp. Yeah, you should. I'm sure you've seen Hitsu's art before, Twi. But yeah, they are local to Canada. This card, I love this business card. This is by Maya. I don't know if you guys know Ichika Maya. She's a fairy VTuber. But this business card, so her whole theme as like a VTuber, she's a hummingbird fairy. And so like, you know, she's all about like flowers and plants and stuff. And so this business card, you put it in dirt and you water it, and there's seeds in here, so it'll actually make plants. It'll make flowers. That's so smart and really cute and also cool. I love that. Yeah, right? Isn't that neat? We love on-theme, on-brand business cards. And I actually am so sad that they did say they were gonna give us 2, but I only ended up getting 1 because I wanted to keep 1 and then I would have planted the other one. But now I only have 1, so I guess I will have to someday bury it and then keep the pot in my room, you know? Yeah, and then lots of different ribbons. Another card. Lots of cards. Oh yeah, and then this was the so at OffKai when you pull, I mean you get like a little pack of cards, and each pack of cards has like the VTubers who are guesting for that year and like 2 standard cards that I think every pack has. So everybody had the card of the OffKai mascot, and then also this one of Akiko Otaku, and then 2 random cards. So I pulled Hazumi, who I have collaborated with one time with Casper and the gang, and then I also got Jira Jisaki from, is it V? I think it's Vspo. And then there's my badge that I was wearing all weekend. So these badges, if you weren't trying to be completely anonymous, were very helpful because I met up with Jun Akane, and he had taken a photo of his outfit, but I saw it after I had already passed by a person who kind of like, you know, I didn't know that it was them, and I was like, oh, that was Jun? No, I have to go back and say hi to Jun. And so we finally ended up running into each other again, and I was like, are you Jun Akane? And he goes, yes, and he like looks down at my pass, and he's like, oh my god, Calico, hi! And we hugged. And then this is what the general admission badge or like tag, whatever you call it, the pass for Oshibar looked like. So for Eros, I only know this because Eros handed off their stuff to me to bring back to their home later, but their general admission had like staff written on it for when they got to sneak up into VIP. You know, the naming system was really nice, being completely customizable. Actually, it was funny because when you pick up your badge, the people staffing there, they'll ask you like, oh, is the name that you put in like, is like, for example, oh, is Calico Pascal okay? Is that the name that you want on your badge? And, you know, to confirm whether or not you actually want it. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. And somehow me and the staff who was helping me out with the registration, we ended up talking about something. I can't remember. And then I was like, do you want a business card? And she was like, oh, yes. And so I gave her a business card. And then she was like, wait, you're a VTuber? At the same time, while she's holding like my legal ID in her hand, she's like, Miss VTuber, you are doxing yourself to me right now. I know your name. I was like, oh, it's okay. I trust you, OffKai staff member. Yes, and then also, I mean, oh yes, Eros's big giant sticker, Omona sticker, beautiful. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, it's so big, but it's beautiful. You know, they made that joke like 100 times that weekend? Yeah, probably. It's very unique. It's like, who else is making stickers this big? And it's not just like a regular sticker, it's like a nice sticker. Also, do you like this Kirby with feet? So I didn't know, but so the artist who gave this sticker out, Jeannie, she's a friend of ours, and Jeannie, we went to visit her table, and she had this Kirby plushie with like no shoes on, just like human feet, and she even gave them a pedicure. He had like toenails and everything. Yes, that's Jeannie's. And so she was like, I pointed it out, and she was like, do you want to touch the feet? And I was just like, okay. I hesitantly touched the feet, and she was like, oh, you get a free sticker for touching the feet. I was like, oh, nice, thank you. Yes, I got to touch the Kirby feet. Yeah, he had a pedicure, but only on one foot. The other foot didn't have nails. I think she said she ran out of time. Oh, and then this here, let me zoom in on it a little more. So this little piece of wood with me on it. This was a gift from Cherry Buds. She drew this on the spot, and we were all hanging out together and just drawing, and she was just like, I'm gonna make you one. And I was like, what the? If you guys thought that I was fast drawing, Cherry is also like a speed demon. She cranked out so much nice art in like the few hours that we were hanging out together. Yes, I love it. I have it sitting right here on my desk. It's so cute. Cherry drawing at cons a beast, I know, right? Oh, and then this person, Sugar, their business card was quite literally a guitar pick, which I thought was so cool. Very unique. You know, who's just giving out guitar picks? Although I think it's, because it's so small, it might be kind of difficult to see like the information. But I think, I might be wrong, but I think there is like a QR code on the back, or like a, you know, the QR code, the little bar that you can scan. But yeah, very cool. They're so creative. Everybody was so creative with their cards this year. The cards and their stickers. Like this one by Ophi. Ophi made theirs to look like a playing card, because that's the theme of her like VTuber. Like, that's so cool. And then this one, this purple one, so this has the information of the person, but on the other side, I mean, you can kind of see it here. It looks like a phone, because they're like a Y2K kind of themed. It was like very cute. But yes, also, let me zoom out a little more. So this, within the whole hall, Yes, these are all the things that I got, but that also includes this Ring Fit Adventure. This was actually gifted to me by Keiko, because Keiko is currently in the process of moving, and so they were cleaning out their place, and they were like, I found this Ring Fit Adventure. It's untouched. It's literally not opened. Do you want it? I was like, yes. I've been wanting to do a Ring Fit stream like forever, so this is perfect. Thank you, Keiko. And the whole time, like when they handed it to me, I was like, I can't believe you bought this Ring Fit and then just never opened it or played it once. Yeah, I was like, what? That's crazy. For a little context, I have played Ring Fit in the past, not on stream, just like in my own time, like a long time ago. The copy of the game did not belong to me. It belonged to my roommates that I was living with at the time. And back then was like, my roommates were the ones who kind of got me started on my gym arc. So back then, we had been kind of going to the gym pretty frequently, and I was like, well, I mean, I guess you'll see it later when I do end up streaming it. But the game does ask you, like, oh, what's your fitness level? Like, how often are you working out? How much do you go to the gym? And I was like, I don't know, like, I go to the gym pretty frequently. I'm just gonna say, like, this much. And the game, like, beat my ass. It was really hard. So, I mean, that was back when I first started working out, so I wonder now if I picked around the same difficulty, if I'd be able to play it, like, a little more, better. Yeah, completely unopened. Isn't that wild? It's, like, brand new. Surely. Well, you see, again, I don't know if you were here when I was telling this story, Twy, but I was telling everybody that, like, every convention that I'm attending, that I also happen to be attending with Domo Ariga Thanks. I don't know if you know Domo or of Domo, but every con that we go to that we're both at, we like to flex together. It's a thing we started doing like 2 or 3 years ago. And so when I found out, or the last time that I saw him, I was like, I promise you, I'm gonna princess carry you one of these days for a photo. And he was like, okay, bet. And so I was like, dude, I just deadlifted 185 pounds. I think I can lift you. I think I can princess carry you. And he was like, no way. But I had nerfed myself because I didn't eat breakfast. I slept in on Sunday, the day that I met up with him. And so I failed trying to properly carry him. And I'm kind of embarrassed because the area that we met up at was like in the entrance area where everybody else is kind of meeting other people. And so everybody saw me attempt to pick him up and then fall and then tried to pick him up again and like not be able to lift him. And I swear I even heard someone, when I was like trying to lift Domo, yell, "Lift!" like from the far back of the con. And I was like, oh my god, who's watching me right now? So, it was unsuccessful, but we still posed and got our photos together, and I have photos of me failing to pick up Domo, but I think next time I'll be more prepared. I'll train extra hard, and I'll actually eat a meal before I try to princess carry a person. But I think I could have done it if I had just, like, maybe locked in. He did say that he did get lifted off the floor, but I just wasn't strong enough to completely, like, carry him up. Remember when you... Yes, that's right, you did. Princess carry Eros. Hope Eros felt like an Ojo-sama. The Ojo-sama that they are. But yeah, I think that's most of what I can remember from... Oh, I guess some other things that I did. I mentioned I lightly did karaoke, but at this point, my voice was like already kind of shot. And the whole weekend I was like kind of under the weather. So Sunday so Friday, Saturday are like the full con days, and then the last day, Sunday, is like kind of a half day. Everybody packs up and leaves the convention center kind of early. And so basically, after we met and said goodbye to everybody on Sunday, we went back to our Airbnb, and I basically just crashed for like 3 hours. I was so tired. I just crawled into bed and knocked out. And then afterwards, I woke up and started packing, like lightly packing, because we had to leave at checkout time the next morning at 10. But in between the packing, I did stop to eat a bit, and then also watched, have you guys watched K-pop Demon Hunters on Netflix? That was what I watched at OffKai. It was fun. I thought it was very cute. I do see, I mean, it's a Netflix movie, so I wasn't expecting like a masterpiece, but I did think, the animation was good, character designs were good, music was great, story was like, it could have been better, but I wasn't, again, expecting anything crazy. It was really cute. You still gotta watch it. It's good. I think you'll like it, Twy. I think if you go into it just thinking of like, I'm here to watch just like a little entertaining, silly thing, it's a good movie in that aspect. I think there was very clearly a lot of love put into it, from the character design to set design to just everything. But it's like an hour and a half long, and I did think, the story isn't super amazing writing, and it's kind of cheesy. Like, some of the lines are definitely cheesy in some parts, but I think concept-wise, like, the fact that it even got approved at all and made into a full movie is very impressive, and it makes me hopeful for like more ideas to come out, like more original IPs. Especially seeing how well it's doing right now. Like, all the music from that movie is just like getting, like, they're hitting the charts on Spotify and iTunes, I think. Pretty crazy. Better than the slop Disney puts out. Yeah. I mean, again, I'll take a new original IP, even if it like kind of flops in places. At least it's new. Like, I'd rather have new ideas than just your K-slop versus Disney slop. Exactly. Like, I think if you have any sort of appreciation for K-pop at all, or just the fandom around K-pop, you'll really appreciate this movie. It's cute. Yeah, the music is very, very catchy. And yeah, that was my OffKai trip. And so, yeah, I'm still on the verge of recovery. And so, I mean, going to OffKai and like doing that tiny bit of karaoke that I did makes me want to do karaoke like for real. So once I'm back on my feet, I think maybe I'll have to plan an archived or unarchived karaoke. I don't know. Whatever I'm itching for, Blech. But I am feeling better in terms of like, I don't know, I guess energy wise. Like, I woke up today and I was like, I feel pretty dang good, and I haven't coughed as much. I mean, I haven't coughed a lot, period, but I'm coughing way less, so that's good. Glad you're inspired to do new things. Aw, thanks, Owen. Yeah, I kind of had some things in mind that I have been kind of planning and working towards before OffKai, but now I'm like, okay, now I really feel like I should get my butt on the chair, so to speak. Thank you, Miyok. Yeah, I mean, I know it's a little early than normal. I usually stream about like 3 hours on average, typically. But since I'm still trying to get better and I'm still catching up on stuff, I think I'm gonna call it here. But I appreciate you guys for joining. So many people came back from OffKai feeling energized to stream. Yeah, I know. It made me happy to see everybody being like, I want to talk about my OffKai experience or my whatever. Like, I'm gonna play this, or I'm gonna talk about OffKai. Makes me happy. Also, it was also fun, like, scrolling through my Twitter feed or my Blue Sky feed and seeing people's, like, hauls and then being able to, like, point out and spot my card, like, oh, there it is! I met this person! And then you go to follow them. I still need to properly, like, go through, and I still need to follow up with some people, too, because I did meet some other people that I haven't messaged since meeting them. It's like, where's Waldo? Yeah, it's so fun. And yeah, I think I made I mean, it's not really like a mistake, but I wish I had done this instead. So for my little signature book, I didn't bring it out probably until like day 2, like halfway through the con. So I didn't get everybody's signatures that I wish I could have gotten. And rather than having a whole sketchbook, I should have just gotten a Shikishi board, because I think the Shikishi board is really nice, and it's just like, you know, I'm not gonna get a sketchbook's worth of, like, signatures, you know? I filled up maybe, like, 2 pages, and then, like, a tiny corner of another page on my sketchbook. Whereas, like, a Shikishi board, it's like, you're definitely gonna fill up a Shikishi board with signatures. You know, seeing your friends from different groups posting each other's cards in their haul. Actually, Twy, so funny that you mentioned that, because there was someone that I met apparently at the mixer who, I think she didn't have her cards on her at the time, but I gave her my card. And so she followed me first on Twitter, and I was like, oh, let me see who this person is. I don't know who this is, but they're at OffKai, so it must have been someone that I met. And then I found out that it was the person who organized the concert you were just in. I was like, what the? Like, they know Twy. I think is it Ida? Yes. Is anything how you saw your card in Ida's post? Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we met at the mixer. Oh, my BGM ended. Okay. Well, that means, like I said, I'm gonna call it here for tonight since I need to rest up still. I need to get my schedule for July situated because I don't have that plan, and I kind of, like, winged all of June. That's why I don't know. Since you're here, I guess I can just ask you. Are we doing Tuesday? Are we back to Split Fiction this Tuesday? Are you free? Are you free? Ida was at the mixer? Okay, thank you, Miyok. We can be back on Split Fiction. Yes, okay. So I guess next upcoming stream would be next Tuesday, which would be wow, the 1st. So July 1st, literally. The Twy and I had started a Split Fiction collab before I left, or sometime in June. And then we got busy, so we couldn't do it for like a couple weeks. But now we're back. We're gonna go back to Split Fiction. And I assume we're gonna be doing it on your channel, right? Yeah, the 1 month Split Fiction hiatus is over. Right? It's been so fast. Yeah, we've been alternating whose channel it's on. So last time we did it on my channel, so I guess we'll be back on Twy's channel on Tuesday if you want to come and watch. If you've never played Split Fiction, or if you are familiar with Split Fiction and just want to watch. It's Twy's first time going through it, and my second. So we just having a good time. Yeah, and then yeah, I'll figure out what the rest of July is going to look like. For sure, gonna get that Ring Fit stream at some point. But yeah, thanks again for joining and listening to me yap about the entire weekend. I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed meeting all the people that I did, and I hope I can pop into your streams too at some point. But like, it's just like, I know I got home and then it was just like, oh god, I gotta go to work. I gotta unpack. I have all this stuff I gotta do. But we will all catch up eventually, I'm sure. And then hopefully, you know, maybe I'll get to see you next year at OffKai. It'd be really nice to see a lot of familiar faces there. So until next time, I hope you guys have a good night, and I will see you all later. Bye, guys. Good night.